Hi guys, Dan here again with Route 2, and part of our continued series about selecting the right replacement parts, upgrade parts, modification parts for your bikes, your ATVs, UTVs, a little bit of a how-to or knowledge series that we have going here. Today we're going to talk about foot-actuated gear shift levers, like this one here on a dirt bike or pit bike. There's a lot of new type shift levers like this, gear shift foot pedal levers on the market, and show you how to select the right kind, or what we think is the best type out there, some features and performance to look at. And one thing I want to point out, for example, when this I already loosened, but key thing number one you should check is the diameter of the gear shift shaft. So make sure you get the same diameter, otherwise no matter which style you choose it isn't going to fit. So that's number one. So first thing you want to check about, I mentioned the diameter of the shift shaft. I have a hard time saying that. So take a trusty caliper if you have one, it's ideal. And let's get down here, and this one is, whoops, let me hold it in place here. One more try. We should be right around 11 and a half is where this one is. Yeah, really close. 11 and a half. 11.3 I'm getting here, but it's considered 11 and a half. Okay, so here's a replacement type. It's an 11 and a half, and it fits. Today we're searching for a gear shift lever, a foot actuated type for a pit bike or dirt bike. So let's search the keywords: dirt bike, gear, or shifter. Let's say shift lever. I think it's a good word. Okay, now with these keywords we got a lot of results, and let's take a look. A couple of things here. Comparison. I'm going to show you this one versus this one. I'm going to close this one. Okay, so this picture demonstrates, because I was telling you about this, but now we can see it. So you see this, the foot lever part can fold up in case you take a spill, or you drop your bike, or you lay down your bike and have an accident. So this can fold versus this fixed mount that basically will just snap off or bend the whole thing. So folding is hot, and it is popular right now. Another thing you can, so here is the lever that I took off, the original gear shift lever I took off the bike. And as you can see, this is a fixed piece of steel, fixed angle. Now let's compare. Most of the new levers on the market are like this, and there's a key feature. The foot pedal can bend. Instead of snapping off if you hit the ground, it'll bend up out of the way. It also, on some models, can be replaced. This is a nice looking shiny finish, but shiny finish will really show nicks and scratches. It's got a nice anodized color, but I think it's really going to get abused really quickly with rocks and dirt. So we recommend you take a look at, let's open another one, go back here. I should have opened side by side. Let's do that. Okay, let's compare this one next to it. So this one, you can see it right away, is sandblasted first before it's anodized. So the sandblasting kind of helps hide some of the nicks and scratches that your lever is going to get. And another thing, let's take a look at here. This lever here, let's make sure we get focus. Okay, you see it's a shiny finish. Shiny finish. This shiny finish is really nice, but over time it's going to get nicked and scratched really easily and show all the damage. As compared to one like this, I'm using my hand to get it to focus. This is sandblasted finish. You see, it's got a little bit of rough texture, and then it's anodized over it. So the sandblaster will hide a lot of nicks and scratches better, and then the anodization will keep it from oxidizing. We mentioned folding, but you see this little, it's hard to keep it in place. You see it's a rivet, this little rivet type that holds the head on, the folding head. If you look at some others, this one's also riveted, it's the back side of the rivet. And then let's look at, this one's also riveted. And then we found another one that's not riveted. Okay, you see that? That's actually a hex bolt, Allen head bolt. So this means that the head can come off. So a couple of reasons. You could change colors if you want. Some of these guys have different color heads and shafts, so you can make a nice snazzy look for your bike. The other thing is repair. You can just replace the head if you need to, or even internal spring versus a rivet. So it's going to last a lot longer, and it's a lot easier to mix and match or repair. And another thing we want to take a look at. Okay, we mentioned that they have this folding, but you see how this one is here? There's a rivet, like a pop rivet that holds it together. And let's compare to this one. This is also folding, but it has a stainless steel bolt and nut, which means you can take it apart. So with a basic Allen key, you need two of them. This is a really small Allen key here, you guys. I need to hold this one steady. Wow. Taking this apart. And it's really tight. Okay, good. So, if you can see here, I'm taking it apart. So the advantage of this is if you damage the little foot pedal part here, you can remove it and replace it. Or, some guys are offering like a mix and match color set. So here I removed it. Let me get this part out here. Okay, and I'll show you the components here. There is a stainless steel spring inside of this one, as well as a stainless, can you see it? Stainless steel little screw, and this shafter is kind of like a long female threaded nut. And there's also a spacer ring, and this is actually important to this spacer, keeps this head from wobbling around. There's some of them that are really loose because they don't have this spacer, or they have a too short a spacer. So we can replace this if it breaks, or you can mix and match colors versus a riveted on one that there's no way that you can replace it. One other thing which I noticed on this one is not only is it's got a few of the features that we're looking at. Sandblasted. It's got the Allen key hex bolt here. It's spring-loaded lever. And one bonus I noticed, it comes with a free Allen key, so that's a bonus. Okay, and one more thing critical. Check this, the diameter of the mounting hole. This goes onto the gear shift shaft. Gear shift shaft. So make sure it's right, because this one here, for example, I think it's a 12 millimeter. Some bikes have 10, some have 11, some are 12. So make sure you got the right one so it fits on your bike. And one other bonus, some of these guys, like this, one of these that I have here, came with a free wrench. It's nice of them. So another thing I want to point out, key important features you should check before you make your selection. Okay, we selected, the style with the folding and with the bolt that you can remove the head versus a rivet, and sandblasted, anodized finish. But don't forget, also check your bike. See, this one here is a 10 millimeter diameter on the gear shift shaft. Everybody say that 3 times fast. Gear shift shaft. Gear shift shaft. Okay, so 10 millimeter. I saw this other one. Where was it here a second ago? Yeah, this one's 11.5. So check that. Also, notice here, 155 millimeter or 6.1 inches long. There is a little bit of variety there. Some are shorter, some are longer length. So check that also. And most important, check not only the length, but a little bit what they call the offset, which is kind of the angle from where it mounts on your gear shift shaft to where the foot lever is. Because you want to make sure it clears the crankshaft of your bike and anything else that protrudes. Some of them might be too short, and when you go to kickstart, you won't, you'll hit something. So you can see on this picture here. So when we'll show you how it all mounts. But anyway, okay. See, this is 155 millimeter long. This one was, where's the numbers? This one was also 155. Let's see some others. I think there's some shorter ones. and some longer ones. But anyway, you really should check your, yeah, this is 110, so this is short. 155 is pretty much the standard. This is a short one, probably for kids' bikes. And then there are some others out there that are even longer. This one looks long. I like this name. Looks longer. But anyway, just check short versus long and your offset. So this one has a curve for offset. So confirm all that so you make the right choice. Okay, and another thing I want to point out, guys, is these two are almost the same design, but one is longer than the other. Maybe this way easier to compare. So length matters. On bikes, that is, because this is like for a kid's bike, it's a shorter length. Or on some bikes, you need a longer length, even if it's a kid's bike, just to clear a crankcase or the engine cover. So you want to make sure you got enough length. And also you should check here the offset angle. So this curve, there is a variety of angles out there on the market, so make sure that it's going to clear the engine cover or the crankcase cover. And one other tip, this large format bike here has a vertical or longitudinal mount engine versus the horizontal engine we looked at over there. So you're going to need a short shift lever like this one, because if we use a long shift lever, you're going to end up hitting the motor. So that's not going to work. So generally you're going to do the shorter shift lever. You see this is a spring type, but this is the rivet. And by the way, we showed you before about the spacer. This is a much better design. This one has the removable head with the stainless steel screw, and there's no wobble. So that's it for today, our in-depth study of foot actuated gear shift levers. But please like and subscribe. Follow our YouTube channel for more to come. We're going to do a lot more like this, some product reviews. We just did a really cool one on a 4x4 UTV out in some proving grounds here in town. So again, please like and follow us and subscribe for more to come.